going to be discussing the installation of the JDR Industries Vibrant LED strips. We're going to be installing on a standard shop box fixture. For the installation, the first step is going to be to place your LED lights on your fixture, make sure everything is lined up. One of the nice things about the Vibrant light structure is these clips. These clips will allow you to place your LED strip wherever you want to. So what I'm going to do, we're going to place this first strip. We're going to grab our pen, place it exactly where I want it to be, lining up in the center of my structure, and I'm going to mark about 2 to 3 inches in on the right side and on the left. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite end. 2 or 3 inches in, right side and left. And I'm going to take my other light and do the same thing. Position it on the fixture, mark the right, mark the left, mark the right, mark the left. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of our clips. We're going to place it right between the 2 marks that we just made. Right in the center of the clip is a hole. That's where you're going to screw it in. So we're going to place it right between our 2 center marks, and we're going to dot it. Center marks, dot, center marks, dot, center marks, dot. We're then going to take our drill, 3 30-second drill bit, and we're going to drill out the 4 holes. Okay, we're now going to take our clip with a number 4 screw, number 4 sheet metal screw, and we're going to screw them into the holes we just drilled. Now I could have just taken the sheet metal screw and just put it directly into the structure, but I found it a lot easier to pre-drill my hole, and that makes it a lot easier for the screw to go right in. Okay, with each clip mounted, ensure they're on perpendicular to the fixture. Make sure each screw is nice and tight. You can now take each one of your LED strips, ensuring your wire comes out on the same end once you mount both your strips. And the strip just clips in. Now I positioned this one a little bit too far this way. I can just grab onto the strip and just slide it on down. Okay, with the strips mounted, we can now mount our LED driver. We're going to open up the top cover, and we're going to remove the top cover. Inside we have all of our fluorescent structure, the ballast, tombstones, and all of our wiring. We're going to remove all of it. So we're going to start with our ballast, remove that screw. On this model we just pop out these covers just like so, and you slide your tombstone off the end cap. Now because this will leave a large hole in the end of my structure, I'm going to put this cover back in. Okay, take off our wire nuts. And now our fluorescent structure is removed. We can set that aside. Okay, our box is empty. Now you'll notice right here I have a little piece. This is something I've added to the box, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second in the video. So now what we can do is we can take our driver and we can mount our driver into the fixture. Now it's important that I remember that my LEDs have connections on them, and those connections are only so long. Naturally, my driver also has connections on them, and they are only so long. Because I can place this driver wherever I want to in the fixture, I need to be sure that it's positioned at a location where I can easily run these wires into my LEDs. So I'm going to place it right there. I'm going to mark my 2 holes again for this piece. We're going to drill and then screw. Now these have slots on them, so I found it a little bit easier if I can start my first screw and then I'll slide that one in. And in order to get the tap going, I found it sometimes easier also to just get the screw going in first, get that tap running in the metal, and then removing the screw so it's a little bit easier to get in. I'm placing 2 screws diagonal of each other on the power supply, on the driver. Okay, driver's now mounted. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our input wire, we're going to wire nut it to the input of the driver. We're going to take our ground, put our ground together with the ground wire. We're going to take the neutral line, put it with the neutral wire. And then we're going to take the live and put it with the live wire. Okay, and that's it. Installation is now complete. We're going to slide our wires into the fixture. I'm going to feed my LED output wire up through this plate to ensure I have a good access for my LEDs. Feed those right up. Replace the cover. Plug in each of the LEDs to the output wire of your driver. And I like to feed these back down inside just a little bit just to keep them out of the way, keep everything nice and clean. Okay. And now we have a upgraded box fixture. So we're going to plug in our power. And there's the light. Okay, now what we're going to show is installing a dimmer switch. Naturally, you're going to have a light switch that's on the wall. And so in order to dim the lights, which all of our lights are triac dimmed, so in order to dim the lights, that's where this piece that I have in the box comes into play. I have installed a light switch into my fixture. Now naturally, your light switch is going to be on your wall, naturally. But let me show how this would install. So what we're going to do is we're only going to take our live wire and we're going to put our live wire onto the light switch. On this switch, it's one screw on each side. So we're going to take our live input. Right, so now I have the live wire jumped across my light switch. This is just a standard power cable. Power coming in, the wire jumped across the switch, power run up to the LED. The nice thing about this is you're going to be able to take all of your current wiring in your structure and use that current wiring. No new wiring needs to be run to be able to dim our LEDs. We're going to repackage up our wires inside. Mount the LEDs. Plug in each of the cables. Okay, so now with the power switch in line, we'll be able to control the lights with a light switch. Okay, so power's plugged in, lights are not on. We're going to flip the switch to the on position. The lights come on, and you can now see that I can dim the lights using the switch as well. And you can see how low we can get the lights to go, and then having the lights come. Let's see if you can really see that. The lights are still on, just at a very dim setting, and then we can dim them back up again using the switch. And I'm just using an everyday dimmer switch right here inside the fixture, the same thing you saw on the inside. That's how we do an installation of a JDR Industries Vibrant light. Again, these are the 20 watt series, two lights together making a 40 watt structure.